Hello, I'm Richard Karst. I have your son or daughter in our honors pre-calculus classes here at Westfield High School. I wanted to share a little bit about the class, and when I speak of class, I'm really referring to both HPC 1 and HPC 2. We do things the same in both classes. You're currently looking at my Canvas page, which should be much more uniform within the whole building this year, where you can see the teacher's contact information, state standards, building information. If you have some questions about things, you can grab that. Course syllabus, which I'll come back to here in a little bit, and then the learning targets. These are the objectives that we have for the students to learn in honors pre-calc this year. Also on the Canvas homepage, you have the practice problems. These are one of their uh, practice objectives within the class. A calendar for the week's event. We're currently in week 2 as I show you this, but it has the days of the week, the topics that we'll be covering. It has notes and worksheets blanked, which they get in a packet at the beginning of each unit. They have the answers to those practice problems so that they can check their learning. If they're absent, we have videos to help them kind of stay up with material they may be missing while they're out of the building, so they can watch these videos, fill in some notes, and hopefully get started on those problems, and then I can fill in gaps as they may exist when they get back. They get daily check-ins. These are assessments, practice problems, really not assessments, to work from the day prior. Help students just kind of check their own knowledge. And for students who need to go back, there will also be agendas for prior weeks that will come across here as well. In the syllabus, we have the topics that we'll discuss in each class, 6 units in Honors Pre-Calc 1 and 5 in Honors Pre-Calc 2. Some information about technology within the classroom and grading policy, and this is what I want to spend a little bit more time on. We use categoric weights, so the trimester is graded 85% with the trimester component, what you're seeing here, and then 15% for a final exam, something they'll do in the last couple days of the class. In the trimester component of the grade, 55% of that grade is going to be made up of what we call summative exams. So these are the things that happen at the end of a unit. These are designed so that kids have multiple opportunities to learn. If they miss something, to correct that and get that knowledge so that they are prepared for these summative exams. We do allow them to retake one of these within the class. So one of the 6 in HPC 1, one of the 5 in the HPC 2, just for whatever reason. If they had something go wrong and they totally messed up one, we're going to give them a redo. The formative assessments that we have, these are the unit quizzes. These are just kind of a little more higher stake. They're 25% of their trimester grade. They're short versions. We just took one and it was 7 questions for the students. We do the kind of normal day stuff, and at the end, towards the end of class, they do these. These are probably going to be 15-20 minute type assessments. It's kind of an extension of the practice that we do. So the practice, these are more daily type things. So every day they have the check-in. These are typically 3 to 5 questions. They also contain PSAT, SAT questions. We're trying to help students get a little better at recognizing and understanding those questions as well. But the vast majority of this is with the daily check-ins. So they get these questions. We instruct them to first time take them, basically as an assessment where they're doing them on their own so they can self-evaluate their understanding of that day's knowledge. If they get them all right, then they are sitting really good. If they're missing some of these, then they get an opportunity to re-engage in that material, whether it's through myself or peers, to figure out what it is that was going wrong, and we can help them correct that. And then they can actually do a reassessment on that as well. The formative assessments, these quizzes, that is also true. Students get, if you look here at the relearning reassessment opportunities, students will get the opportunity to re-engage in those formative assessments as well, and they can do some sort of adjustment, relearning opportunity, whether it's a correction or extra practice problems or something of that nature. Once that's completed, then the students can retake that formative assessment and earn the higher of the two grades, which I would assume would be the second one in that. With the check-ins, students will get the opportunity to re-engage in those as well. As I've been saying, that automatically gives them the higher of the two grades, which again should be the second of those as well. The other thing I want to talk about was just late work. Students will have until test day in order to take or make up any work that they need to do with no penalty. After that, everything but the test will have a week deadline, so they can take check-ins, quizzes, those type of things for the next week with a 20% penalty on that. The test, they'll actually have until the next test to take that. After that, then again, a week with a 20% penalty within that week after that following assessment. So hopefully this gives you some insight to our grading. If you come back to the Canvas page, if you ever have any questions for me, feel free to reach out. My email is right here. I'm typically real good about responding within the day, but definitely within a school day, I will respond back to you if you have questions and get you answers to your concerns for your son or daughter. Again, it's nice having them here. Really appreciate the students and helping them get through this class. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out.